All right, y'all, we are back with another video. And man, oh man, The View is out again, and now they are attacking Donald Trump's new press secretary, Caroline Leavitt. I see, this is the thing right here. I told y'all they always attack everybody that's around Donald Trump and Donald Trump himself. Now they want to go after Caroline Leavitt. What have she done to y'all? What had Caroline Leavitt said about The View? Absolutely nothing. She don't speak on them. She don't say anything about them. But yet here they go. They are mad because now that President Trump is going to be having like podcasters, like say YouTubers and stuff like that in the room asking questions. And now Sonny Host and Whoopi Goldberg them got a problem trying to call us out, YouTubers and podcasts and stuff, trying to call us out, talking about we don't know what we talking about. We shouldn't be in the room and all type of stuff. Not only that, all of them are now turning their attacks towards the new White House press secretary. Now they want to attack her and slander her name, all because they do not like Donald Trump. That right there is just crazy. That's the reason why they keep getting the legal notice. This is the reason why they keep getting sued. Like this right here is just ridiculous. So like I said, without further, we're going to go ahead and dive straight into this. And don't worry, I'm not going to let them just slip in and tell all these lies. We're going to correct all these lies. So like I said, shout out to the one that always watches their entire video, even though it'd be hard listening to The View, but don't worry about it. I'm going to make it worth your time. So please stay to the end. It'll help get the video out so more people can see the video. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. And without further ado, y'all, let's go.
Yesterday, the new White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, gave her very first press conference where she announced that they're adding extra seats to the briefing room. Take a look.
It's essential to our team that we share President Trump's message everywhere and adapt this White House to the new media landscape in 2025. This White House believes strongly in the First Amendment, so it's why our team will work diligently to restore the press passes of the 440 journalists whose passes were wrongly revoked by the previous administration. We're also opening up this briefing room to new media voices who produce news-related content and whose outlet is not already represented by one of the seats in this room. We welcome independent journalists, podcasters, social media influencers, and content creators to apply for credentials to cover this White House. This seat in the front of the room, which is usually occupied by the press secretary's staff, will be called the new media seat. My team will review the applications and give credentials to new media applicants who meet our criteria and pass United States Secret Service requirements to enter the White House complex.
All right.
What'd she say?
You heard what she said.
Oh, God, how boring. Can I get somebody that's not so
Behind the
tedious?
Table podcast needs to apply for White House credentials.
They'd love having Joy in that room.
I got a question. So wait a second. So in other words, instead of Bob Woodward, they want Kim Kardashian? What? I don't get it.
Okay,
I have a question, which is why I was leading us in this direction. Yeah. I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off.
Who cares?
And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women.
Y'all know the funny thing about Whoopi, she think because she be screaming, she think because she do all these little hand motions that she's saying something. Caroline Leavitt, she just calling out what needs to be called out, and you can't stand it. You act like she care because you pissed off Whoopi. She don't give a damn about you being pissed off. Who cares if Whoopi Goldberg is pissed off on TV? Who cares? Nobody cares because you mad. You already mad because you don't like Donald Trump. You're mad because Donald Trump is the president. So who cares? Who's trying to go to the White House and make Whoopi feel good? Nobody. Nobody cares about what you think or what you say. And stop speaking for everybody. Speak for yourself.
All women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world. So please stop using that phrase and talking about because you don't understand what you're saying. You're saying...
Well, Whoopi, You say you don't watch Donald Trump and them at all. Why is you watching what she's saying? Why can't y'all talk about something else? Why y'all got to watch everything Donald Trump say or everything people that's around Donald Trump? Why is you watching everything that they say? If it bothers you, stop watching. Nobody is making you watch them. You didn't have to watch what she said. You could have ignored it and y'all could have been talking about something else. You know why? Y'all got to talk about Donald Trump. That's how y'all get y'all views. That's how you get more people to watch. Y'all just want to say some slanderous stuff just so y'all can get everybody attention. If you don't like Donald Trump, if you don't like what he do, if you don't like what the press house secretary is saying, don't watch it. Nobody is making you watch it. All you want to do is rant and yell and think that you right when your ass is wrong. This is crazy.
About yourself that, hey, that's a terrible thing to be. It's not a terrible thing to be. That's why we fought. That's what we were fighting for, so that you could stand in that podium, so that Catherine Jean-Pierre could stand at that podium. So women of all kinds of colors and ilks, wherever they came from, whatever their belief system was, they had the opportunity to bust down that door. I just wanted to.
Oh, shut up.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know
What?
that.
I want to be clear, though. It's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
Whatever you're saying, this is the first time that she's been she may be. But my point is that job would not maybe have been open to her.
No, I understand. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
But on the issue of the new media, because I actually think this is kind of brilliant, and I think future Democratic administrative White Houses should do the same thing. We're realizing this election, how people consume media has drastically changed. This was the Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Alex Cooper election. It wasn't mainstream old school media that was driving people's interest in what they were following and the stories they were. And I think this is an acknowledgement that Trump realizes this. This is a person who made his career in television.
What's to prevent those media influences from being only on his side?
Well, there will be partisans, but I think...
Joy, is you talking about the content creators and the YouTubers about being on Donald Trump's side? If anybody watched the damn View, whose side are y'all on? Y'all whole show is about going against Donald Trump and slandering him. Not one of y'all like him. So why is you worried about is the people that's going to be talking to them, is they just Trump supporters that's going to be talking to them? If so, then why does that matter to you? Y'all got a show where none of y'all at that table like Donald Trump. None of y'all. Y'all talk about this man. Y'all slander him every single day on that show. Twice on Sunday. Every single day. So now y'all worried about podcasters talking about, well, is they only going to be on his side? Yeah, I mean, y'all say some of the most stupidest stuff in the world. And y'all sit on that show every day and slander that man and know none of y'all like, not one of y'all at that table is a Donald Trump supporter. None of y'all like him. And you worried about it, podcasters. Man, get out of here with that. I mean, these people are so freaking two-faced, man.
From being only on his side.
Well, there will be partisans, but I think it was promising that they brought in Axios, which is mainstream, but then they brought in Breitbart, which is a right-wing outlet. And so some of the outlets that had their passes revoked when Biden came in were right-of-center outlets. I don't have a problem with partisan outlets being there as long as it's representative of both sides and you have non-biased traditional media there as well and that it's fact-driven how they cover it.
The problem that I have with it, though, is, she's saying that these people that are going to apply will meet their criteria. We understand that their criteria is woefully deficient and unserious. Right. I think that their real problem in this election, one of the real problems among the many, is the misinformation and disinformation that was disseminated on social media by these.
What about the damn misinformation on The View, Sonny? What about all the misinformation that y'all spew over there every single day? Y'all are so. I guarantee you, if Kamala Harris would have won. I guarantee you, if Kamala Harris would have won and she did the same thing that Donald Trump just did, having podcasters and all them on there, y'all wouldn't be saying a thing. Y'all wouldn't have said, y'all would be like, oh, Kamala Harris is brilliant. Look what she's doing. She bringing podcasters on now. She bringing like some content creators on now. Y'all would be bigging up Kamala Harris if she did that. But since y'all don't like Donald Trump, now it's time to attack. YouTubers don't know what they talking about. They shouldn't be in the room. Why is they doing this? Y'all get on my nerve with this two-faced crap. They're like, this is crazy. And Sonny Holston is still running her mouth when she need to be worried about her husband with an insurance fraud. That like he gonna be a convicted felon. She need to be worried about that, but yet she cannot stop talking about what Donald Trump is doing. None of them.
Influencers and by these podcasters. Why are they qualified to sit in front in the White House briefing room?
Why is you qualified to sit on The View and run your mouth? Why is you qualified? The same way you qualified to sit on this show every day and slander Trump, somebody else can be qualified to sit in the White House and ask questions. We just as qualified as you. If you're talking about journalism, we ain't got journalism skills. The thing is, it's so much y'all spewing so much propaganda these days that y'all only on one side. Look at y'all show. When the last time y'all said anything nice about Donald Trump? When the last time y'all said anything nice about this man? And now y'all want to sit here and be mad because YouTubers and they having YouTubers and podcasters on there.
Influencers and by these podcasters. Why are they qualified to sit in front in the White House briefing room and tell America what is going on with the country? Traditionally, to become a White House correspondent or to be in that briefing room, you had to have a journalism degree.
Yeah.
You had to have qualifications. So I guess the rise of mediocrity is here to stay.
They're making a Snapchat equivalent to the New York Times.
No, but you guys are minimizing something really important here. There was a time where there were 3 evening broadcasts for news. Yes. Everyone sat down around the TV and they watched these 3 news outlets. Mm-hmm. Now you look at where people consume news. 54% of American adults say they get news from social media. A large majority of U.S. adults, 86%, say they get at least some of their information. If you don't want mis and disinformation, which is inevitable, obviously, with this administration, but if you want to go directly to the source and have people receive it themselves and put it out to their audiences, I'd rather have them in that room. Influencers are not just the Kardashians. They're also the Brene Browns. Mm-hmm. You've got podcasts like Pod Saves America. There are people that only consume their news from other...
They show up.
And I do think that there are a lot of Americans who do feel like the mainstream media got a lot wrong in recent years. And while there are editorial standards, I don't think that we can definitively say, because you have this degree and you're with this outlet, you've never gotten news information wrong.
Well, I will say
yes,
this.
because they get news. Y'all get news wrong over there on The View all the time. Y'all twist everything Donald Trump say, and y'all do it out of spite. Y'all do it because you don't like him. Now you're sitting here mad, talking about that we don't have journalism skills. We ain't got this. We can get up there and talk just like y'all talk. Just because you got your license and you got this and you got that, it don't mean that you telling the truth on what you're saying. You get on that show and spread propaganda every single day. Sunday Hosting, how many legal notices did you have to read out on that show? Because you ran your mouth and you start slandering people. Now y'all want to attack Caroline Leavitt. Now y'all want to attack her. Why? Because she's attached to Donald Trump. I mean, it is just crazy what these women do and what they say. And it's like every time I hear Sunday Hosting mouth, I'm like, go talk to your husband. How he feeling about that insurance fraud? How he feel about that? Now we see the reason why y'all got that with a 10-bedroom house. Now we see the reason why. Doing surgery on people who don't got insurance and all of that, then turn around suing. Like, come on. How can you be up there running your mouth talking about YouTubers and podcasters and what we do and what we can't do? Because like I said, if Kamala Harris would have did the same thing, you wouldn't be saying that. Y'all would be calling her a genius. Because y'all have been like, well, Joe Biden didn't do this, but look what Kamala Harris thought of. That was brilliant. So since you lost, you're mad about that. Now you're mad because of what Donald Trump them doing. Like, shut up. Nobody cares about what y'all say. Y'all just say a whole lot of crazy stuff for shock value so people can talk about it.
I feel a lot better when I know there are standards people have to meet.
Yeah, of course.
And so you can bring in whoever you want. The truth will, the proof will be in the pudding. Mm-hmm. We can stand and say this is terrible, but so we're gonna wait and see what happens. And the minute it turns out to be state-run television or state-run information or state-run news, because I disagree that people got stuff wrong. I don't know what people were looking for, because the people I talked to were not looking for the things that these folks were looking for. And now that they've got him, are they getting what they want? So that's just my opinion.
But even on the media front, we haven't gotten to this real quickly this week. The CIA came out and said that COVID very likely came from a lab leak. And the New York Times shut down coverage of that. They wouldn't publish an op-ed by a senator from Arkansas, Tom Cotton, saying that this was a credential theory. At the time I was at DOD and that was openly discussed, is a very real possibility.
Confidence by the CIA.
There is a fact that the media at times has gotten things wrong.
Listen,
yes, they have.
It isn't about whether they get it wrong or right. It's what they do to correct it. That's the problem.
That does matter. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I want.
But it also matters that the CIA.
You said when they correct it, when do they ever correct it? What about the Hunter Biden laptop thing that CNN them lied about, Jake Tapper? What about what they lied about? Did they ever correct it? They still ain't corrected. They still won't admit that they were wrong. So, I mean, you just sitting up here running your mouth, Whoopi. You think you know everything because you the main host of the show. You get loud, you do all these little hand movies while you're talking because you think you're right when you're wrong. Happens every time.
There was a low confidence report, and that is why the New York Times, which has standards, didn't report on
But
it.
that
shut up.
withholding the information altogether purely and saying that it's not even a considered theory was what the mistake was.
Well, the mistake really is there's too much BS floating out there, and now it's out of our hands. There's no way to control it. So now they're saying they're going to control it. I want to see what they're going to do. I want to.
Well, why you worried about what they gonna do, Whoopi? You said you don't like Donald Trump. Why is you watching everything that he do? Why is you worried about it? Cause y'all want to speak on it. That's the reason why y'all want to be able to speak on everything. And it's so fun to me. Somebody said that they don't like somebody so much, but they got to watch everything they do and try to criticize everything. Donald Trump could be doing the right thing, and they still got a problem with it. They just see whatever Donald Trump do. They just want to say the opposite so they can have something to talk about on their show. Not one time have we been covering The View that they said anything nice about Donald Trump. Maybe Alyssa Fairgriffin, then she started to change after Donald Trump won. She about the only one there to say something nice about Donald Trump here and there, but the rest of them won't say nothing. Won't say nothing. Like, this is a disgrace. But like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, especially the ones that made it to the end. I really, really appreciate it. Know it was kind of hard, but hey, we made it through it. And like I said, I love doing these type of videos because you know why? I love to correct them on all of their lies. I love doing these type of videos. So like I said, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.